The City of Armadale, I'm impressed. This is the City of Armadale. So this is one of the most dangerous areas in the hood. But Armadale in general is one of the dodgier areas of Perth. City of Armadale. Armadale is very old and very old school. When I lived here, that was like the crime syndicate. Like, you don't want to go into Armadale. When the train line went to the end of the line, it went to Armadale, and like, you just did not want to be on the train when it's stopping there. It's like Piera Waters and Harrisdale, Haynes. But it looks like this is all new estates area. This is the ritzy side. And it looks like the ritzy part of the southern side of the river is attached to the dodgy side. Feels like home, to be honest. Minutes to get here from Piera Waters way. The City of Armadale's huge. It is massive, very diverse. This looks like a new area. I'm impressed with this one. I think it's pretty good. The full court, both with chain nets. The metal rim is very popular here in Perth. Basic solid hole is always good. Everywhere I've gone except for one place, I've seen wooden backboards with the brace. Calisthenics park, kids park, undershade area, which is great because it's hot and my phone's going to overheat. Possibly you can have night games. Nice acrylic surface, it's painted blue and some other colour. Got all the lines, but it's on a pretty severe slope. You're actually quite a bit higher up when you're shooting from one side. So I kept shooting over the ring. On the other side, I kept like hitting the rim. It did make shooting a little bit more challenging. I've got so much adrenaline going through my system on this visit. Yeah, so my game's been off. Calisthenics park's cool. I was going to do pull-ups, but my shoulder is sore. I think there's somebody in there. I think there's somebody monitoring us. There's cameras everywhere. So they had a camera on me the whole time, so they were seeing all my air balls. Fantastic. I'm impressed with this one. I think it's pretty good. I mean, the slope's not the best, but you can't expect everything. 2 chain nets, 2 rims, 2 backboards, 2 poles, full court, all the lines on a slope in the hot sun. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7. I'm feeling a solid 7. I don't get the City of Perth. Okay, so we're in Perth, Western Australia. This is the City of Armadale in Hilbert in Sienna Woods, and this park is Shipwreck Park. Go down that rabbit hole. Armadale for me was always best known for the area you avoid. Train station muggings, bullying, intimidation, drugs, alcohol, and verbal assault. I just saw somebody on like severe drugs just walking down the street. He looks like he's cold and it's like 40 degrees. Then I saw drive by, their passenger had a ski mask on. Scary. It looked like how I remembered Armadale. You just don't want to end up here. You don't want to be driving in case your car overheats in summer. I really am in like a rougher part of the hood right now. Armadale, just the older part of Armadale. Not normally do this. I'm trying to park, right? This is some safety tips. I'm trying to park not too close to this stump because if somebody like drives behind me to try and block me in to like mug me, I want to be able to have a little bit of leeway to get out. I know there's like a community centre here, but that doesn't mean much in Armadale. That just means they'll watch you, and when they got internet, they'll put you on TikTok. What we're going to do here, we're going to be quick. Probably won't take this. I'll probably just go on my own real quick. I'm going to use the cheap ball, Spalding TF Flex. I better be quick. I'm in Armadale and nobody knows I'm here. Okay, it's full court. Same, got silver rims with the chain net, wooden backboard. Similar pole, it looks sturdy. Looks like this burgundy floor, good lines, boundary lines. It looks like a very good court actually. Okay, it was actually a very good park. It was a full court. So this is a decent sized full court. This feels like park run. The floor, the grit is just cool. Like it's got a lot of grip. It's a massive court. It's probably a proper full court. I like the metal rims again with the small chains. I really like this one. But it felt good. When I was shooting on that just then, even though one hand and filming, I just felt like, oh, I could hoop here for hours. Overall, like even the good vibe and everything, like of the court, like not the vibe of the actual place. Like I don't feel too safe actually. I'm feeling an 8. I want to give this one an 8. If I want to deduct points for the location, I'll give it a 6. I don't know, this just feels like where my mates and I would come to do like 5-on-5 or 3-on-3. This is where I grew up. Feels like home, to be honest. The locals are probably like, it's fine, why are you being such a baby? I haven't been here in years. I don't know if it's gotten worse. The City of Armadale looks like it's divided into 2 separate areas. They're probably trying to fill in the gaps. The City of Armadale is as old as the land before time. This is the area we used to be careful with when we were children growing up here on the south side of Perth. I would not want to come into the City of Armadale for any means. Yarra Waters, Harrisdale, Haynes, all the estates too, they didn't exist years ago. These are all new estates and looks like they're trying to dress Armadale up. This is an estate, a new estate. They're trying to make Armadale really cool. I think they're succeeding. City of Armadale, the avenue. Just a normal average rim, nothing to write home about. Got the cage. It looks better than it is. For a little kid it'd be fun. Well, I reckon for a kids park they should lower the rim. I think the basketball area for shooting around, if it was made for kids, is a really good size, but it's too tall. 3-year-olds and under would love this. That's definitely not for adults, like you wouldn't come here for a fun park. I don't even know if it goes in the fun park range. I thought it goes in the if you had children under the age of 3 range. It's so small, but there's so much in there. Even got a barbecue area. The basketball area is nice and painted. It actually had really nice acrylic paint on it, and I don't think that was the slippery sort. So whoever painted this knows about their paint, because that one looks like the surface could stay grippy even when wet. It doesn't have a gloss. Don't gloss a court. That's not what it's for. You definitely need grip on a painted surface. I like the vibe. Definitely not for adults. I'm probably the biggest person that's ever played there. If I lived here, I would not consider this a home court. I really suggest that they make that like a 6-foot rim. How's that? 6 foot. At least an 8 foot, maybe for what like little kids play on, but you can't really train there. I mean, even the key's not accurate. It's like a small key. It's a key within a key court. This is a children's basketball park with a 10-foot rim for some reason. Odd. I think that should be an 8-foot rim. At least then some kids who are getting into the game can just practice their shot. A 0 for a court. They don't have this listed. Like little kids playing at this park, they can't shoot there. I mean, they won't get any better, that's for sure. The size of the court is so small, the park is so small, and the hoop is just so tall, it doesn't really fit. So if you do shoot from anywhere and you miss, it just boings and boings every single direction, bouncing into the playground. And if there was kids here, you'd definitely hit one in the face. So probably not the best idea. I Okay, 0 for playability. It's not real. Let's just put it in the fun court range. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm not being very generous. Let's give it a 3.5. 3.5. Not bad, Armadale. You're looking better than I remember. So it's sort of divided into 2 sections. You got like the good part of town here, and then you drive through all the old part, which is a lot of bushland, and then just a lot of dodgy houses and a lot of, you know, drive quickly. Like I saw police doing like a hold up thing on the way here. I saw a guy in a ski mask last time I was here. And then on the other side, on the, you go to the bad part of town, that's exactly how it used to be. So it looks like they're working their way there. So you got the good part, just the middle section of nothing, and then like the worst part. No offense to anybody who lives in Armadale or lives in what I'm calling like the bad part of town, but I didn't rate it. Perth rated it Perth's worst suburb. So, you know, you can take that up with the council. So it is up there in the worst crime areas. So it's not me that's saying that. I just happen to agree. If you live there, it's probably not so bad. Anyway, if you do live there, what do you think of it? Do you feel safe? Would you recommend your friends to come there?
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna go to another park. Okay, you gotta be careful in the City of Armadale, even if this is the upper class area. I'm gonna go for a quick drive because an odd character has arrived. So I need to just make sure that I'm not about to be discombobulated. That doesn't sound right. There's an older couple that just arrived, but we'll see if they come out alive first. So I'm just going to do a loop around this park. It's a dude on an e-scooter. But he's chilling there. Those kinds of dudes, I just noticed they just got nothing to do. So then what they do is they sit next to the camera and then they're like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know, if you had something to do, I could have asked you that. What I'm trying to do is not get mugged in Armadale. Hanging around, he looks like somebody who robs people. He's got his little shoulder fanny pack on. He's waiting for something. Maybe he thinks it's me because I'm the one that's sort of like scoping the place out. I think what I'll do is I've got a different park I'll come back because it's just not worth getting mugged over. It's sort of new. This is a new estate in the City of Armadale. Gone back into like the dodgier part of, like this is the bad part of Armadale, but they've gone and put a brand new estate in here. So this looks new. This park doesn't even have like an official name yet, but it's in the Haynes estate or Haynes suburbs. Okay, just look for a park in between something called Ridgedale and Mandelup, the new housing estate. Looks like they're trying to make Armadale nice. I wonder how much crime comes here because the crime wave area is like just across the road. But I had to drive through it to get here. And then the further down you go, the worse it gets. I wonder what Armadale's known for, like besides the crime, like a shopping centre or some, like looks like they got a sewer that's on the outside, sewer or a water pipe, whatever it is, it's supposed to be in the ground. It's been like that since I was a kid. I used to pretend that I was running away and I hid in the pipe. This court here had potential. I love the floor, it looked really good. It's a concrete slab. It had the 3-point line. I think it had somewhat of a boundary line, the key line, a decent quarter court. It had this cool like dip, it's like a sunken lounge court. It has the metal grating around it. If the ball does bounce out a little bit higher than you want and it goes over that could get annoying. I like how it's sunken, so there is more room for the bounce. Because you go down into it, the fence ends up being higher. I really like the look. The look looked great. The backboard, all the backboards here, all the wooden backboards here are all just falling apart. What's up with Perth and their wood? How come the wood's not lasting? I mean, had the worst orange rim. It has one of those thin rims. It's got two little thin rims. It looks like coat hangers. The silver ones look stronger. This one here looks like you could bend it. Well, you can, it's bent actually. It's on an angle, which made shooting hard. And it had authentic chain net, so maybe one of the locals put the chain net up. I like the sunken vibe, I like the sunken lounge type, I like the size, I like the colour, I like the lines, I like the pole was good, I like the fence, I like the park, I like the whole thing, except that rim was terrible. It was off centre, it was on an angle and it was bouncy, and the floor is on a slope. When I'd shoot from one side, it overshot, and then I shot from the other side, it bricked. So it's on a slope, so it's not the best. It looks better than it was, let's just say that. I don't know, I'm gonna give it a 4. It just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. Can't blame it on the boogie, because the boogie don't care. And if Matt was here, I think he'd have a few words. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Right now I'm going to go back to Harrisdale, where I went a couple of days ago, and there's a dodgy looking dude hanging around. It's called Shipwreck Park. Well, this is probably my favourite park this week. It's a really, really nice vibe. I like the backboard, it's a metal mesh, and there was no ricochet on this one. They're concrete slabs, like big, massive concrete slab joins with the split. It won't crack, and it was nice and flat, so they've done a really good job. I like the surface, it's not going to turn slippery even when it rains. It had the 3-point line in the key, but that was a half court. That was a full half court. That was amazing. And it's got the square pole, very, very sturdy. I reckon that was pretty good. Probably one of their better poles. I still think the Bertonia one is probably a little bit better built. And yeah, I love that rim. That's my favorite rim so far, and the chain net. But that backboard, oh, that one does beat the Bert one, because that was very cool. That's almost like a chain backboard, you know, of the backboard world. It's probably one of my favorite ones. This one didn't ricochet, unlike the one at Brooklyn Greens. That one tended to ricochet, I reckon. So I love the surroundings, the park. It's got like a bridge. It's got kids park. It's not so secluded, and the basketball park is facing a lot of the houses. So I actually felt quite safe here. This place was awesome. I'm going to give it a 9. This was just as good as Bertonia. Okay, I'm going to have to take it down from a 9 because I just remembered it does not have that really cool squishy part at the bottom of the pole that I reckon was acting like a pass. But it does have the really good backboard. I didn't want to leave, but I got so many more parks to do. Okay, I'm going to give it an 8. No, that backboard's so good. It doesn't need the pass thing. And it's shaded. That's another point. 9. A 9 in its own way. Right next door to Piera Waters. Loved it. I just felt so good. That's probably the best I've felt so far. City of Armadale, the good part. There's another court just like 3 minutes away from here, still in Armadale, called Gwynne Park, and it looks like a pretty cool like hood park. So it's got the same system as the last park, pretty good. We've got like people on both sides of us, and one of them's looking at us, and they're sort of looking at us. Maybe they're thinking I'm the next customer. There's someone behind us. They're probably wondering why I'm filming. I don't think it's worth dying for. It looks like a mini court. It looks like a small, no, I feel like I have to do it. Like I'm here, I should just do it. But like there's someone behind us and they're in this van. And every time I think about getting out, I think about staying in. The guy next to us is in a very nice car. in a very bad neighbourhood. Probably waiting for someone. I think I can outrun the guy in the van, so I think I'm going to get out. Oh man, they're going to watch us play. I might just go take some video of this. I might not take the ball. Now it looks like a mini court. Okay, there's other people on the other side of this park. I'm sort of looking at it. They're looking at us, and then everyone's just hanging around here. Oh my goodness, it's a small court. Oh my goodness, it's like 8 foot. Oh, this would have been fun. Oh, this is actually a very fun park. That's very short fun. That's actually incredibly cool. This looks like a driveway surface. I think I should leave. I've got heaps of people looking at us.
Chain net, indestructible rooms, little backboards, like 8 foot. This is a fun park for sure. This is probably one of the funnest parks I've seen. And there's no time for photos, guys.
No, there is. Oh, this would have been fun. Oh, this is actually a very fun park. It's like 8 foot. That's actually incredibly cool. Everyone's looking, and I mean, I don't think anyone's bothered really, but I don't want to find out. They're like, oh, it's a nice phone. All right, I gotta go. My adrenaline's pumping even more. I reckon for a fun court, it's 2 8-foot rims with chain nets on a little tiny full court. Oh man, that almost could get a 9 if it wasn't in Armadale. I'm gonna give it an 8. You know, with the suburb in mind, I'd give it a 4. But there's nothing around. There's like nothing safe around here. So I'm off to another court in this area. One, I'm by myself, so I'm like all nervous that I'm not going to get a court. I've never seen anybody else hooping. Don't know why I'm worried. This is just a childhood thing that you run to the court even though there's no one around. Yeah, City of Armadale, going to the ritzy part of the hood. Looks like it's maybe not new developed, but it's definitely newish. I mean, look at these houses. I mean, it's a nice little park, it's a nice river and playground and beds. Very nice area. The concrete surface was split in the middle, so it's like a bunch of concrete slabs put together. Concrete moves, so you put a split in it and then it shouldn't crack. But it looks like that one must have been there for quite some time because the split is quite wide. The hoop was your metal rim. It's got like 2 metal rooms, and then in between you put the net, and it looks like a lot of people in Perth put a chain net. I always wondered why me and Matt always preferred chain nets. It looks like the city of Perth, like, it looks like Perth's big onto chain nets. This is probably where we get it from. There's not really much to say about it. Old wooden backboard, decent pole, a lot of wobble. The surface is just really bad. It's uneven, it goes up and down, probably from it being here a while. It's good to have it here. Don't remove it. But I wouldn't come here to play. If I lived here, I'd probably go somewhere else. So I'm going to give it a 2. best and worst parks south of the river in Perth in 6 weeks. We're still in the city of Armadale. This place is called Sienna Wood Hills. Sienna Wood Hills. So this is the upper market part of Sienna Woods, because this is on the hill. So this is Sienna Wood Hills, sort of estate, I guess. It is probably one of their best kids parks. I mean, look at that mountain of a monstrosity of something to play on back over there. Like, I think that's a pretty impressive children's park. And they got all sorts of things. They got like tunnels, and they've got a cricket pitch, and they've got oval, they've got all this awesome play equipment. They've got slides for kids that look like they're slides for adults in a water park. They're insane. But this basketball court was just on a wall, which was kind of cool. It's kind of something different. I like the wall because then you can bounce it off. So if you're playing by yourself, I do enjoy a wall. So wherever that wall may be, as long as it's not in the middle, I do enjoy a wall. So you kind of get some high points for the wall. I really like the wall. Terrible ring. It's just a normal orange ring. I think it's the first time I've seen a normal orange ring here. But it's real wobbly. It probably just needs the bolts be tightened. The backboard, just another piece of wood. They probably didn't even need a backboard. It's got a big plain space, considering. But again, they've used concrete with the slabs. So it's got the little cracks in there, which is fine, but they've gone and painted it. And whatever they do on the top coat, it's slippery. It's a dry Perth day in summer, and I could not run over the court because it was slippery. Imagine that thing as a slippery slide in winter. Can you please think about the paint? The floor is not usable, so it gets high points for the wall, and then all those points deducted for the terrible paint and the terrible planning. Bouncy ricochet wall. It was fun. I do enjoy the vibe. So I'm feeling a 5. I think I'm going to give it a 5 for the vibes. Like, if you're around here, I'd definitely play there. But it's a shoot around session only and a pass off the wall. You're not going to be like doing dribbling moves and moving around because you're going to have a slippery slope. Definitely can't play if it's dribbled. Very limited, this park, but pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm going to give it a 5. This is the city of Armadale. These are all the courts that I have time for. I grew up in Perth. I grew up on the south side of Perth, and in my early 20s I had a job as a pet food specialist, and I was the sales rep, and I went to different stores all around Perth, talk about the wonderful wide world of variety pet food. And one of the stores I got sent to was a shack pet store in Armadale. Now, I had reservations about going there, but I drove all the way into the sticks, and then here is a big warehouse. Actually, it was a small warehouse in the middle of nowhere. It was on some track in the bush. I don't know why people go on there. Anyway, this is the city of Armadale's best and brightest pet food store. Anyway, I thought, okay, I need to get to know the staff because I'm a guest. I'm only a guest in the store for like 4 hours. First day in Armadale. I walk in, take my little apron, I take my little bags of dog food, I take my little trolley, and I say, hello, my name is Callista. First thing the other staff member said, if you outsell me, I'm going to punch you in the face. I was like, oh. She could have just started with a friendly hello, you know, and sort of tried to suss out my character. She could have warned me, give me like a warning shot if it looked like I was going to oversell. Anyway, she spent the rest of the afternoon, the rest of the morning trying to make it up to me. That was my welcome to the city of Armadale. It was everything I hoped and more.